NICOLANDRIA, did y'all just hear Ace on his interview? When he was asked, are they real? Did y'all just hear what he had to say? Nick told him that there was no romantic spark there. They're just really attracted to each other.
May this type of friendship never find me. Ace goes on Speedy's show and says that he doesn't think that Nick and Alandria's relationship is real. He says that based on his recent conversation with Nick, he doesn't think that they have a romantic connection.
Do you feel like Olandria and Nick's relationship is real? Is this you thinking, or is this your answer? I'm going to assume that that's your answer. Mm-hmm. Do you think that the other relationships that have come from Love Island are real?
Yeah, Taylor and Clark. I know that's for sure real.
And the other ones, not so much, or? Do you think people are aware of the benefits to being in a relationship coming out of it?
100%. 100%. I feel like when people come out this villa and they see, you know, a certain community rocking behind, you know, certain, you know, ships, they're like, okay, let's take advantage of that type of thing. Mm-hmm. It's just like,
hey you guys, so I'm on another daily walk. I love walking outside and talking because I just noticed that my energy is different in videos. I'm more like bubbly because, you know, I'm out, I'm getting my vitamin D, which affects mood. So yeah, any freaking ways, child, come on in because the tea is piping hot. First of all, this video is going to be all about Love Island Season 7, specifically about NICOLANDRIA. However, if you don't know who they are, you can still watch this video because we're going to talk about what I've been talking about on my channel, which is I've been predicted like years ago there's going to be a rise of fake interracial couples because they get so much adoration, money, fame, and clout. Honey, we have to talk about it. So I already did a live stream about this 3 weeks ago when one couple from Love Island Season 6 text messages got exposed. Their names was like Kenny and Janae, right? And, you know, Kenny basically was texting his friends that he's not attracted to Janae. He's only with a black girl for, you know, the fame and stuff like that. Yeah, in his text messages, it was shown that he was only dating the black girl as a money scheme. Okay? And nobody is saying that, you know, men being attracted to black girls, it just has to be a scam. No. I am just very wary nowadays because black women have put non-black men on a pedestal so much to the point where I've been started clocking that they're using non-black men who are scammers are now targeting black women in fake relationships to get money, fame, adoration, success, and clout. This is why I did so many videos about the divestors. Okay? So in my live stream, when we were talking about Kenny and Janae, I also started talking about Nick and Alandria, because the way they got together was extremely obviously, like, it was just so obvious what was going on, right? They both ignored each other the entire season. Nick is a very flirtatious man. He has no problem giving women their flowers when need to, and he never gave Alandria her flowers the entire season. And then they both got kicked off. Production had a conversation with them, obviously, and then production brought them both back together on the show and said, you guys need to try to date each other, because Love Island is one of those shows that really panders to what America wants. Okay? That's why they're so successful. Even in the reunion, every question was, oh, America said this, America said this, every challenge is America, America, America. And so they seen how America really wanted Nick and Alandria to get together. The delusional fans was overly reading into random interactions like, oh my god, did you see the way Nick blinked at Alondria? Oh my goodness. Look at how he blinked at her. He wants her so bad. Oh my god, he been wanting her. Yeah, they seen that. They said, oh yeah, this is money right here. And that's literally what they did in front of your face. They took those two to the back. Remember when they left the show and came back as a couple, basically? Production told them, hey, y'all need to try to get together and see what can happen between this because America wants you to be together. Duh. It's like, it's so in your face. But see how they take advantage of Black women's desperation and yearning for, just to see like an interracial love. Okay, you see how they take advantage of y'all? Because even when it's right in your face and it's obvious that this couple is fake, you're still delusional. Even after Ace, even basically in so many words, admitted that Nick basically admitted that they were fake. There's still women making videos talking about, oh, Ace is a hater and Ace is. Someone said that it's very sad that white tea men get more grace than Black men because someone said that Nick and Ace are like birds of a feather that flock together. They're friends and they act very similar, but yet Nick always gets a pass for his behavior and women just love coming down on Ace. I think that the hate that women give to Ace, it's just not that serious, right? But here's the game on this that I'm about to put y'all on game as I always do. You're going to see a lot of content creators, like I've been seeing them right now after I've edited this video and everything, right? I'm coming in. I've been looking to see what does NICOLANDRIA's fan base have to say about this. Well, of course, none of them are actually talking about the root, right? The meat and the potatoes, at the fact that, yes, this is a fake couple. They're not talking about that. No, they're just putting all their attention on how Ace is a fake friend. Talk about what Ace said, though. You notice that? Am I the only one that's peeping the game on that? I'm the only one that's addressing what Ace said, and I'm not deflecting because, oh my god, I'm living vicariously through a Black woman and a white man. No, I can see a situation for what it is. But I noticed that a lot of them are, they've been going so hard for this couple, which is weird. You never go hard for a couple. Couples are flawed humans. They can break up at any moment. You know what I mean? But I noticed that a lot of NICOLANDRIA's supporters and even content creators, a lot of them are deflecting as we speak. The average video that's talking about them from women, it's only focusing on how Ace is a fake friend. No, focus on how Ace spilled the tea and exposed Nick. See, you guys, there it goes. This is what I talk about on my channel. It's the white male worship. White man gets all this grace. And he can literally be the types of Black men, the types that you guys complain about, right? On the inside, but you give him a pass. Because Nick has been on some weird stuff. And we'll talk about that soon. Going on podcasts, throwing Alondria under the bus, like, huh? But nobody wants to clock that. But y'all want to focus all your attention on going so hard on Ace. Focus on what Nick told Ace. Why don't you focus on that? Huh? The fan base looks dumb. You look goofy. You were rooting for a couple that literally, before they even got together. Like, this is just so stupid to me. It's a couple. At least root for couples that been together. They've been together for years and years and years. It's a solid foundation. These two just got together 3 business days ago. And the internet is going so hard. So I noticed that, and I'm going to call that out. Most videos that you watch that talks about how Ace exposed what Nick told him, they are all Black women that were supporters and writers for NICOLANDRIA, right? And like I said, they're it's so obvious what they're doing. They're trying to do the whole video talking about how, oh, Ace is a fake friend for exposing Nick. Talk about what Nick told Ace. Oh my goodness, it's disgusting the way you guys don't hold these white tea men accountable. And it's like, I wonder how you operate in relationships with them. You just let him do everything under the sun. Everything under the sun. Man, they're over there scrambling, the fan base. They're trying to come up with all of these excuses. Oh, well, Ace said what he said. He said recently, Nick told him that there's no romantic spark for Alondria, yet online, this is the hopeless romantic couple online. That's how they present, right? Y'all be doing all these edits talking about, oh my god, Nick is so in love with Alondria. No, no, no. Your imaginations is telling you that. You're projecting your fantasies onto Nick and Alondria. That's what you're doing. It's like ever since day one, everybody just assumed Nick was just so freaking obsessively in love with Alondria. It's like, Jesus, even if we all know production brought these two together, but even if they still wanted to see if there was something there, it's like y'all put so much pressure on these people. Any freaking ways, child. So, some women, when it comes to non-black men, they just turn dumb. They lose all their game. And you guys are going to get severely played if this keeps up. So, yeah, like I said, once again, I predicted that Nick and Alondria was another suspicious interracial couple on the rise. Okay? It wasn't me just saying it out of nowhere. I wasn't saying it because I was hating. I was saying it because I was using discernment when I was watching the show. And it was right in front of our face. That's why I was saying that. So it's so ironic though. Let's talk about the meat and potatoes, right? Let's talk about the messy interview with Ace, right? What's so crazy is right before that interview came out, I was looking at Nick and Alondria. By the way, beautiful couple. I totally see why they have a fan base because I mean, my goodness, this has to be one of the most aesthetically pleasing couples I've ever seen in my life. Like, it makes sense. I get it. I get it. I get the hype. I get the hype. They literally look so visually good together. Okay? She literally looks like a black Barbie. He looks like Ken. They're beautiful together. And right before this interview came out, I kept thinking, what was suspicious to me was, I'm like, as soon as y'all got together, y'all have been doing endless like promos together, brand deals together. Like, this is so fake. It's so fake, it's not even funny. Like, and it's like, y'all just got together, what, 5 business days ago? Do you guys even know if you actually want to be together? Do you even know if you like each other? It's just like they had no time to really see if they actually want to do this. It's like as soon as they got together, it's brand deal, brand deal, brand deal, brand deal, brand deal. So that was suspicious to me. No couple on the show has done as many brand deals as Nick and Alondria. I think what they're doing is they're taking advantage of the love bombing period that their parasocial fan base is pushing on them. And it's like, I feel like they know that this is not going to be a forever thing. And it's like, while they have the hype, I mean, it's just such a business relationship. So many brand deals, brand deals, brand deals, brand deals, brand deals. It's like right in front of your face. It's so crazy. It's funny. And I think they're just trying to do as many brand deals and get to the bag. Remember, these are influencers. You got to remember how they think. Think of the average LA influencer. Okay? They don't care about nothing. Anyways, I think they're trying to do as many brand deals before the facade is over and before, they're just tired of each other and want to move on.
Now look, I'm not saying that because we're telling y'all so, but we're telling y'all so. I think you could see from a mile away that this is just a business relationship. And I say this because Alandra always made it clear she didn't see any signs and she didn't know they had these many supporters, and this is not what they do. It's always about supporters. Yes, this is a business relationship, and I'm sure a lot of y'all don't give a fuck. I really don't. But the ones that are like really serious about this ship, y'all do understand they're not for real. Like this, they won't ever make it official. It won't be an official thing. They're going to milk the money, and hey, do what you need to do, get that money. But y'all do just a lot of people really were telling y'all this is just a business relationship, and people would get up in arms.
So anyways, let's get to the interview. I'm going to play the clip.
Do you feel like Olandria and Nick's relationship is real? Is this you thinking, or is this your answer? I'm going to assume that that's your answer.
Mm-hmm.
Is that tough for you because Olandria is someone that you consider to be a close friend?
Yeah, it really is tough for me because again, she just came out here for Shelly's birthday and we all spent a time together at the club and we all kicking and shit like that. So I have a lot of respect for Olandria, but again, from the last conversation that I've had with Nick, it was a matter of it's not a romantic spark. They just, you know what I'm saying? They find each other attractive.
Nick and Olandria's relationship, you've expressed in silence, you've expressed your opinions on that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the other relationships that have come from Love Island are real?
Yeah, Taylor and Clark, I know that's for sure real.
And the other ones, not so much, or? Do you think people are aware of the benefits to being in a relationship coming out of
100%. I feel like when people come out this villa and they see, a certain community rocking behind, certain, ships, they're like, okay, let's take advantage of that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, you're gonna face yourself in a world of problems, i.e. breaking up,
Sure.
i.e. Arguments, i.e. now you got to put on the front for the public like you rock with your partner still and you want to go explore other people in real life, you know what I mean? So that's on them that they're going to have to face at the end of the day, but I don't move like that, and that's why I was very intentional with my time in the villa because I knew, obviously coming outside, people are going to have opinions on relationships, so I'm going to be very, very, very intentional behind finding this relationship.
So basically, Ace was asked, basically, do you think that Nick and Alondria is real? And he was silent. Okay, the silence was so loud. I was like, oh my goodness. Because this isn't like some random person like Coco, right? Like if Coco said this, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. Like I wouldn't even have done this video, but it's Ace. Everybody knows that Ace and Nick, they were best friends on the show. He's pretty much real for the most part. The interviewer was like, okay, so that's a yes. And then Ace basically said, yeah. So then Ace says that Nick told him that there's no romantic spark between him and Alondria. And it's so crazy because I swear to God, I just had a thought right before that interview. I was like, the thing about Alondria, she just makes it impossible for any man to freaking romantically connect with her. You're so flat. You're so cold. You don't have a personality. And I don't care about this slow roast thing you guys are always saying. Where has this slow roast got you? It's gotten you single for 5 years. Baby, I'm going to need you to change up your formula. You are bland. You're stiff. You're dry. Okay? You're beautiful, but the insides is flat. And my thing is this. You guys are always saying, oh no, she's a slow roast. She's a slow roast. Like, okay, nobody's saying that she has to do the Gok 3000 as soon as a man blinks at her, right? But why do you need time to just show your personality? I don't understand that. And see, that's y'all single people keep people single. Like if you've been single for this long and every man runs away from you like how Taylor did, switch up your method. Why? Like that's just so, it's just stupid to me. I'm sorry. Y'all be saying Alondria is a slow roast. No, she's bland and makes it impossible for a man to romantically bond with her. And if you're in my membership, I said that. So, I read in between the lines. I don't care what's going on the surface. When I do my reads on an accurate level. And it's like, no, I know they look all pretty together, but you just wait. What I say is going to be right. I'm always right. Okay? And I have said that Alondria was a skip me because she's stunning on the outside, but dry on the inside. And I said this around the time when her and NICOLANDRIA were very popular. Okay, that's what I said. Even though she was with Nick, it doesn't matter. I knew that that wasn't gonna be that wasn't real, because she makes it impossible for a man to romantically bond with her. Okay, again, you can show your personality when you first meet people. Okay, like when I first meet people, I'm very polite, I'm bubbly, I'm friendly. You don't need to be stiff and, oh, just give me some time to show my personality. That's weird. Nobody's saying, again, she has to do the guac guac 3000 when she first meets a man. Nobody's saying that, but you can show your personality. You know, the slow roast thing is just BS, because you got with Nick super quick. Slow roast, but you've been with Nick for 5 business days and have all these brand deals, and that's fine. Get your bag, right? But I'm just saying, like, it's not real. Like, on a romantic level, like on a financial level, I'm not mad at it. But on a romantic level, I'm just letting you guys know, and I've been letting you guys know, that's not a real couple. So yeah, Ace had said that Nick told him, it's always those private conversations that be having y'all looking stupid after you've pedestalized the white man. Private conversations from friends have revealed that Nick is saying that there's no romantic spark. Okay? And this is something that I was thinking, because she's just, her personality is masculine, it's bland, it's flat, it's stoic. I know men. So then the interviewer, and shout out to this interviewer because they're asking all the right questions. The interviewer asked Ace, who do you think is a real couple on the show? And he basically said the only real couple is Clark and Taylor. And that I'd have to agree from a viewer's standpoint, because they just you could tell they were on the show for each other. Even when they kept getting voted like America's least favorite and stuff like that, they did not care. They just were happy that they found each other and that they found love. You can tell that they really like each other. And again, everyone that goes on a reality TV show is looking for fame and money, right? But I'm saying there may be some people that, just genuinely might have also found love in the process. And I think that Clark and Taylor just might be the only couple on the show where that can be a possibility. That's just the vibe that I picked up. They didn't really care. They're not really that performative. Now, I don't know about the quality of the relationship, because to me, it seems like Taylor might be an abusive person and he's love bombing Clark. I don't know what's going on behind closed doors. That's just my theory, because why are you buying her a Chanel bag every 2 days? I mean, I guess maybe I need to heal. Okay. Maybe I need to go heal. But it's giving love bombing to me. And he's been caught, like, doing weird physical, very suspect physical things to Clark. You know what I mean? In a playful way. To me, their relationship, it gives DV behind closed doors. Because, I mean, I'm sorry, but usually, like, all those random bags and stuff like that, yeah, like, sometimes that's what's going on behind closed doors. But then again, maybe I need to heal. Okay? Maybe I need to heal. Any freaking ways. With that being said, I truly think that that is the only couple where they really liked each other, but that's about it. I even think Shelly and Ace, I think that they're definitely on the show for money and clout, but I also think that they romantically like each other too, because we watched them grow on the show. I think that Ace is a less phony, less performative person. I hope this is making sense in comparison to like a NICOLANDRIA, because Ace was turning down interviews and brand deals and stuff like that. And it seemed like he really wanted to just sacrifice the money and speak up when it came to the reunion and say it directly to people's face. He's a very direct person. This is why when Ace came out and said, "Oh yeah, Nick told me that there's no romantic spark between Alondria and him, I believe him. I believe him. It's just the way that he moves, okay? If anybody else on the cast were to say that, I probably would be like, you know. But Ace, for the most part, seems like a very straightforward, solid person. What I picked up from him on the show is that he's blunt, he's direct, and he's straightforward. Okay, so I don't know. That's just what I picked up. Sure, he has other issues in other departments, but we're talking about a specific thing right now. That's just what I got from it. Yes, he's egotistical. We'll talk about, actually, yeah, I'm about to talk about that right now. But just, there's a difference. You can be egotistical and a straightforward, relatively keeping it real with you type of person. And that's what Ace is. The next thing that popped up in my head in regards to Ace basically exposing Nick, I was like, wait, why is he doing this? Isn't this your friend? So apparently they're not really friends anymore because, everybody, the whole cast keeps going on interviews and talking crap about, each other and stuff like that. What made Ace not friends with Nick anymore, basically, allegedly, Nick had went on an interview and they asked Nick, like, do you think that the Final Four deserve to be the Final Four? And Nick said yes. Ace and Shelly were not in the Final Four. So it was kind of like shady towards Ace and Shelly. So I guess Ace just didn't respect it and he probably distanced himself from Nick. I don't think that that was shady, but just in general, Nick to me has a very weird two-face. Like, I never let his whiteness blind me. I never let that blind me. I've been kind of seeing he's a cool guy, but he has two-faced ways. Like, that was weird. Why did Nick go on that one podcast knowing your woman is getting dragged for filth? They're all calling Alondria a mean girl, a bully, and whoop-de-doo, right? And then when they asked Nick, do you think that the cast bullied Huda? Nick gonna say yes. Knowing dang well when they say the cast, we're talking about Alondria and Shelly. So he's kind of weird. He's been a little bit weird lately in the media. So this wasn't really surprising to me. I can just, Nick, just looking at him, he doesn't look genuine to me. I don't know. He just always has, when he's with Alondria, to me, he always looks like he's up to no good. Like he has a disingenuous look on his face. I don't know. I could be reaching. Because people were assuming that it's Alondria that's not really interested in Nick. I always knew it was the other way around. Meaning Alondria's like, I'm sorry, she be denying it, but girl, we watched you on camera. You're the type to get very delulu about a man. Okay. Nick, though, he's not a long-term man. He's young. You see it on the show where he gets excited at first. He has a short attention span when it comes to women. He's that type of man, probably due to his looks. He's probably used to getting an abundance of women. And so he doesn't have to just settle down with one woman. If you notice on the show, he quickly grows exhausted of women after a while. And it's almost like he wants to just move on to the next. Kind of like what he did to Sierra when y'all were all like cheering that on. Honey, how you get him is how you lose him. And it seems like she's losing him in that way. I'm serious. I don't know if I'm reaching or anything, but lately Nick has been looking extremely exhausted, the same way how he looked with Sierra towards the end. Clock that. Clark it. He's not ready to settle down right now. He's just not. I can look at a man and I can kind of gauge like what type of man is he? Is he ready to settle? Is he not? Nick is not. He wants chicks. I'm sorry, like that's just what it gave on the show. He was moving on from woman to woman to woman to woman. And yeah, I don't know, it just been screaming performative lately. I know. The ladies, they want to just create perspectives because Alondria is a beautiful dark-skinned woman and they want her to win. But I don't look at the show the way y'all look at the show. I'm looking at it for what the heck it is. Alondria seems to get hooked on a man. Like, And that's fine, right? Because I'm hooked on my man. But that's my man. You know what I mean? Alondria is a little bit delulu about it. Like, it don't be reciprocated type thing. But yeah, that's just what I peeped. Sorry, I had to add that in. I kind of want to get back to Ace though. I want to get back to Ace, and I want to talk about him exposing Nick. So, on the surface, like, I've been clocked everything on my channel, right? On the surface, they had y'all fooled. They had y'all, y'all haters, and see, look at them. And no, I'm looking past what they're manipulating and showing you. And now it's coming to the surface. I'm sorry. Ace is just one of those people. It's certain people where when they say something, you got to believe them. He's always been relatively solid, always spoke up, always been direct with people.
Ace going on that podcast and saying that about NICOLANDRIA was a little crazy, but that the shoe fits. Ace is a podster, but he doesn't lie. He might do some other things that I don't agree with, but he doesn't lie.
But one thing that I will say that is suspicious and I have to acknowledge is let's talk about Ace's character, okay? Since I've been in this situation, it's very suspicious on Ace's part when you fall out with a friend and you want to air their business and you want to expose them. No, as a person that's been in that predicament, that's the only thing where I'm like, So, I talked about that though. I said a lot of narcissistic people, a lot of egotistical people, and Ace is very egotistical, right? Leo, very egotistical, a sprinkle of narcissism. A lot of people who get cut off or when their feelings get hurt or when they feel insulted by you, they run smear campaigns. So sometimes I question, is Ace trying to do a smear campaign against Nick? Is he trying to do that against Nick? I talked about smear campaigns before on my channel because I've had a lot of people do that to me after I've cut them off or blocked them off my page. I know I'm a likable person. I make people really like me. I have a great personality. And then when I block them, they really feel hurt. And then they go on these campaigns trying to, these first thing they do, get on their platform, do videos about me and talk mess about me. I called out that dynamic. Almost every person that has done a video about me, it was a smear campaign agenda behind it. So I think that that's what Ace is doing. Egotistical person, narcissistic person trying to do a smear campaign against Nick. But that doesn't mean that he's lying though. I do think that he's out for revenge. He's a very vengeful person. Very, very calculative person, as we've seen on the show. Nick hurt his feelings when, and that's the thing with narcissistic people, it's like, bro, it wasn't even personal towards you. I'm sure Nick was not trying to shade Ace when he said that the Final Four deserved to be the Final Four. He just got asked that question on the spot and he gave a safe answer. That's a safe answer, yes. Why would you say no and then upset the Final Four? Like, it's like, what is he supposed to say? I don't know. But narcissistic people like Ace, they take things personal. I broke Ace down so well in my membership. They take things personal because they're super insecure and everything kind of reminds them of what they're insecure about. So maybe he has like rejection wounds that Nick kind of brought up. This conversation gets really deep, really deep. So that's the only thing. I know he's doing a smear campaign. He's experiencing a narcissistic injury. That's what it's called. Me personally, if I called you my friend and we have a disagreement or we fall out, I'm not going to be airing your business out or retaliating against you because it's like we were once friends. I once had respect for you. I have never done that. If I've beef with someone, they was not my friend. I'm talking about my friends. No. Because him and Ace were friends. They were friends. Talking about meeting each other's family and everything. They were friends. If you're my friend and we fall out, there's no way I'm going to get on the internet and do that to you. And I'm talking about friends in real life. Like, I'm thinking of, for example, my best friend of 10 years, like stuff like that. in real life, and it doesn't even have to be of 10 years, but it's like if we were friends in real life, talked over the phone a lot, yeah, I'm not going to be doing stuff like that. No. And like I said, if I had did that to somebody, they were not my friends. Okay? So that's a little bit weird on his part. There was not anyone that I really liked on the show. Shelly was cool for a minute. She's starting to get on my nerves. Like, girl, shut up. Like, let it go. Like, who does not want your man? Like, who does she don't want your man, bro? Like, she don't want him. That's your insecurity speaking. Now I see what people are talking about. Because she just had to do a challenge. I don't like anyone on this show. Like I said, the rise of fake interracial couples, phony interracial couples that are just milking it for money, fame, clout, brand deals, attention. Yeah. And I will also say, they're not the only ones that's fake on this show. A lot of them are fake. Amaya and Brian, obviously fake. If you don't think they're fake, you're delusional. Who's seriously putting up with Amaya? She is the most annoying person ever. She literally acts like an annoying, bad child. You know that child that just talk too much and like they say things and they think they're funny and they're not. And it's like, bro, where's your mom? Like, you're getting on my nerves. That's how Amaya acts. So I already broke this down, like I said, in my membership. And I said that she's a skip me. And they're not going to be together for long because she's the type to exhaust a dude. She'll drain a dude. That's why Brian is always in the club tricking off on women, because he's tired of her. Like, when Amaya come on the screen, literally, I'm not even kidding at this point. I'm not even kidding. When Amaya comes on the screen, I turn it off immediately. Like, because she's just annoying. I can't with the jokes, the metaphors.
And now, like the In-N-Out burger. And like you're in and out that man's house. It's a piece of, you know what?
It's just so corny. Like, I can't. I'm sorry. And I know I sound mean. I know. If you think I'm mean, I actually agree. It is mean because she's a sweet person and she's never done nothing to nobody. But I'm just telling you my brutal, honest thoughts. Like I can't. Like,
I told y'all they wasn't gonna stay together. I told y'all. That man didn't want no papayas. That man wanted mangoes, kiwis, and watermelons. I told y'all. And y'all tried to say I was hating on them. Oh, Isaiah, they look good together. You're a hater. And he defended her when she said the word babe. And look where that took them. They broke up faster than Spanish music. Look at him. I knew Brian was a scammer. Swiper, no swiping. I knew that. And that man swiped 50K. And all y'all knew it too and was lying to yourselves. Talk about, oh, they have a connection. Y'all don't even have the Wi-Fi password to get to the connection. And listen, I respect the people who was like, yeah, I just want Amaya to win, so it don't matter. She could have been paired up with a pancake in a tree and she still would have won. But a lot of y'all was lying on their connection, and I told y'all.
Well, it looks like we now have a better idea as to why Amaya and Brian broke up, because Amaya is shedding some light on the entire situation in the comment section of another creator's post. This whole situation is absolutely insane and so heartbreaking. Here's what's going on. So this creator named Marcella posted a video yesterday saying that she saw Brian 3 days ago at a club in Miami being too friendly with a girl. And she also posted photographic evidence that she was with Brian. Well, Amaya commented on Marcella's video. She said, imagine being broken up with just to come on TikTok a couple hours later in distraught to see he's in Miami 2 hours later doing the exact thing you told him hurts your feelings. Now, this next comment seems to have been deleted, but she said, after meeting his mom, after telling him I was in love with him, after being intimate, I wish him the best, and the only reason why I'm speaking out is because I'm tired of holding my tongue. I don't want any hate towards him, however, because my mental health is real and I don't condone any hate, and I do wish him the best.
Okay, so Brian has released his little bullshit ass statement regarding him and Amaya's break up. Let's see what it says. As many of you already know, Amaya and I have decided to go our separate ways. Unfortunately, we were not on the same page, and that is okay. We have both gained clarity that we are on different paths right now. I am thankful for the time we have spent together, and I wish her nothing but the best moving forward. Again, super PR, super cute. Tell us what fucking happened, okay? Again, Amaya is in comments, like kind of alluding to what happened. She said that Brian broke up with her. Shit. After she met his mom, after being intimate. If you guys missed my video on that, I I do have a video on the comments that she's leaving publicly. I'm sure that more information regarding their breakup is going to be coming out because Brian can't stay out the damn club. So now that he's officially announced that they are over, I would not be surprised if we see him doing a little more than just canoodling in the clubs or being too close for comfort in the clubs. I think that might be a reason for the breakup. Is like he want to do his thing with the women's, okay? Because if you fake in a relationship or you publicly in a relationship with Amaya, you can't be up in these clubs kissing, humping, doing nothing else. So, yeah, I guess they're over. I guess you guys were right when you said that he was faking it and didn't have genuine feelings. I thought he did. He fooled the fuck out of me. But yeah, our Love Island season 7 winners have called it quits a month after the villa. And Iris and Pepe have done too. Another one bites the dust.
So yeah, this makes a lot of sense, unfortunately, to me, if I'm being brutally honest. Amaya is exhausting. She's a lot. Like I said, she acts like that child that's just annoying, over the top, and it's like you need constant escapes and breaks from them. That's why he's always escaping and going to the club. People go to the club for a release, for an escape from, it's like a break from reality. That's why people go clubbing. He needs a break from Amaya. She's too much. She's hold on. Let me go back to this picture. Like this. It's too much. She's like a little baby that cries every 5 seconds. Child, I don't even want to defend cheating, and I'm not. But sometimes I can see why. So I'm going to leave the video off with this. A lot of people are able to take advantage of the fact that there are so many losers out there that have no romantic lives of their own, and they just live in fantasy land, right? And they find people to project that fantasy on. That's what they did to Nick and Alondria. They were both, the most attractive on the show. They wanted those two to be together because there's a lot of loser women who have an interracial fetish, and I'm going to call it what it is. Okay? And that's why you guys, I just noticed, like, wait, even after Ace, who was very close to Nick, right? Even after Ace came out and insinuated that this couple is not as genuine as we think they are, which he would know a thing or two, y'all are still angry and defending this couple. And it just screams loser. It screams you're living vicariously through these people. The reason why I'm able to have an unbiased channel is because I'm not a loser that doesn't have a life and lives my life through other people. I have my own marriage. I have my own friendships. I have my own thing going on. So there's nobody where I see myself vicariously and I'm attaching all of my emotions, and you know what I mean? Like, even after we've been saying that this couple, it's fake. They showed you on the show that it was manufactured. They showed you. And even after his close friend even basically said it was fake, there's women still on TikTok angry and just coming up with theories, and they don't like Ace and just focusing on how much focus on what Ace just said about them being fake. I encourage everyone, in order to prevent this epidemic of fake interracial couples, please get a life and get a man. Okay? I am so pro get a freaking man, because when women don't have a man, they turn weird. Y'all steady talking about decenter men. No, please stop decentering men. Y'all act weird when you don't have relationships and romantic connections, because that's a human need. And then because you don't have it, you're doing parasocial things. That's what you guys all have, a parasocial connection with Nick and Alondria. Jesus Christ. Like, I'm pretty sure they did attempt to try to see if there was something romantic between each other, but it's like, y'all didn't even give them time. Y'all been rooting for this couple before they even got together. Like, that's so much pressure. You don't think that they feel pressure to stay together to appease you guys? You guys are weird. Okay? I've already done videos on different topics where I talked about when women don't have a man. You know that manless older woman in the workplace? And she's bitter and makes life miserable. Well, this is the romantic version of that. We're talking about the parasocial version. You know, where when they don't see the decenter men, women, when they don't have relationships or lives, they do have one. They're just it's in their head. It's vicariously. A lot of women see themselves in Alondria. Okay? That it's not normal to have that much of a tie. Like women are flipping out right now on social media. Like it's not even that serious. Get a life of your own. And that goes for anyone that sees themselves vicariously through people. It's weirdo behavior. You know, sometimes if I'm defending, like, for example, like a mixed woman, you got the mixed women doing the same thing. And I can tell you're only doing that because she's mixed. I am able to be unbiased on my channel because I'm not a loser that connects my identity to other people. My identity is my identity. Just because a woman is black on TV doesn't mean I have all these emotions tied to her. No, I'm able to see things clearly for what the heck it is. And that's the beauty of my channel. Okay? That's the art that a lot of women online don't touch online. Let's clock that T. All of these channels, they're very biased. These female channels are so emotional and biased. And, you know, that's honestly my secret recipe as to why my videos are successful. I'm the breath of fresh air. I come in and give the sounded, logical, and reasonable perspective. Y'all come in and y'all are just dedicated to defending whoever you're living vicariously through. So that's all that I have to say. You know, I don't truly know what's going on, but I do know that this is a disingenuous couple. That I can stand on that. It is. Maybe they tried to explore things romantically, but felt pressure to stay together because of their crazy fan base. All right.